they have detailed how some of the wealthiest Americans avoid paying taxes. And it's legal.
In a capitalistic system, you're always going to have lots of income inequality. And so I don't think anybody's saying we're going to get rid of that.
Why, despite all the rhetoric, the promises, and the laws, the government just can't seem to get a grip on the rich? How do they always find new ways to legally evade taxes? And why does the government help them? I thought they're supposed to punish such behavior, not reward them. What you're about to discover will make you question everything you think you know about taxes, power, and influence.
I certainly think the rich should pay a larger share.
When we talk about taxing people, it seems pretty straightforward, right? The government imposes taxes on individuals and uses that money to fund public services. However, in reality, for some folks, it's not that simple. Here's why. They have a lot of influence in the government, and they know it. They donate to political campaigns and pay people, so-called lobbyists, to convince politicians to pass laws that help them in a way. Here's an example. You're selling fruits, and you manage to convince your friends in the Congress to pass a law which says that fruits and profit made from them should be less taxable since you're feeding people. The reason is really not that important. It's there just so the masses agree with it. Now you can pocket all the extra profit, or you could sell it cheaper so the people can afford them easily. It's up to you. Some might call this legal corruption because even though it's not technically legal, it lets the wealthy change laws to favor themselves, which gives them the upper hand in the game. How many times have you praised to God if He ever made you rich, you wouldn't be greedy? You'd help the poor and give to the helpless, and then suddenly, there you are. You've sold your patent for a pizza toaster and made millions. You thought you were gonna pocket 50 million, but have gotten only 10 for some reason. And now you're wondering, since you basically lost 40 million because that's what happened, how do you wanna act from now on? Do you want people to see you as a greedy capitalist hoarding those 10 million? Or as a charitable saint, even though you don't really want to spend much of what's left? What if I told you that you could get all the benefits of being a charitable hero without giving up most of your money? And on top of it, you pay less in taxes. How, you ask? Well, watch and learn. Charities. You set up your own foundation and donate huge amounts of money to them. The donation gives you a big tax deduction, so you pay less tax. For example, Mark Zuckerberg and his wife, Priscilla, have their own foundation. They can donate billions to it, get a tax break, and still control how the money is spent. So, while they look like they're being generous, they're also lowering their tax bill. If you want to play with the big guys, you'll have to twist the game to your liking. Rich people hide their money in other countries, so-called tax havens, where taxes are super low or don't exist. The Panama Papers showed how many rich people do this by setting up fake companies that hold their money. This way, they can avoid paying taxes in their own country because, on paper, they don't own the money. The company does. Even though countries are trying to stop this, it's still really hard to track thanks to the corrupt governments of those exact tax havens. Some would also argue that if we tax the rich too much, it could hurt the economy. They say that rich people invest in businesses and create jobs, so taxing them could make them less likely to do so. This is a big debate, with some people thinking it's true and others saying it's just an excuse to keep taxes low. There's examples of both being true. If you make their existence in their country unpleasant, they'll go somewhere else. And so does the money and the jobs. That's why most of the burden is carried by the poor and the scared middle class, since they're more inclined to obey. Since this is my first video, let me know what you think in the comments below. Lastly, enforcing tax laws on the rich is tough. The IRS and other tax agencies need a lot of resources to go after people with tons of money and fancy lawyers. It's actually easier for them to audit regular people than to take on the super rich. A 2019 report even showed that lower income people are audited more than the wealthy, simply because it's less of a hassle. So in short, the reason the government struggles to tax the rich are the complicated tax system, offshore accounts, charitable foundations, political influence, economic concerns, and the difficulty in enforcing tax laws against the wealthy. I hope this video helped you understand why this issue is so tricky. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss more content like this. Thanks for watching and see you next time.